What up, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. So I just was going to wing it. I was going to talk to you about some different things I see in the charts. There's a lot of there's bullish behavior going on in some of the charts. There's some really nice things going on in crypto, but there are warnings and cautions. It's kind of a little bit of indecision. The bias might be leaning, and some are leaning to the short side, some are leaning to the long side. So we're going to look at some things, but I wanted to first start on the indexes in stocks, and I am going to talk about some crypto as well. So I have the NASDAQ pulled up right here, and as you can see, I've kind of made a little line drawing for us to just show the pivots, when the primary trend that was going up in the bull run had changed to the downside, which we're still in a primary down trend, okay? And you'd have to get past trend reversals, off these pivot highs, these swing highs, okay? But what I wanted to show you is, despite you had almost like a triple bottom here, and then it cut the lows, and it kind of bounced off of this support of this 10,755 area. And I think I had said that we could go as low as 10,500 a while back. So we're pretty close. It is pivoting, and we did have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 day rally, which is really good. And I believe as we look at the indexes, it'll show that on all of them. Okay, first, you're in the primary downtrend still. Okay, we're still in the bear market. So we don't want to get overly excited and ever push all our chips in 100%. We want to be careful. Remember, when the Fed pivots, okay, inflation comes down, supply shocks loosen, earnings, we got to take a look at these earnings. We want to watch the yield curves, supply. We want, as soon as that inflation starts coming down, markets will change. Stock markets go down before credit markets and housing markets. So they also come back up. So the Dow will lead you into a recession, it'll lead you out. It's actually a leading indicator, okay? So we want to be cautious right now, but this is the daily. And when you start seeing bullish behavior to the daily, that's phenomenal, right? And we've had that. We've seen that a few times. We got that right here, okay? We got that little blue cloud, but it rejected off the primary, okay? This is loose and choppy. Right here we had a nice one. Again, rejected off the primary. Tried again, but it failed. And we had a mini one over here, and now we've started another one. So what you really want to see is you want to see on the daily, you want to see how this purple cloud, these two lines, you want to see these pinch, which they're, see if I can get my mouse on there to show you better. See right there how the two lines are pinching. They're very close to turning blue. A little bit more momentum and this cloud goes blue. And a lot of times, they can be short and small, but a lot of times they can also be really nice runs. And remember, in bear runs, there has been, one time there was a 15-week bull rally in a bear run, and 2 times there were 7-week bull rallies in a bear run. So you never know what you're going to get, but a bounce off support, a pivot, and bullish behavior looks good. Keep in mind you are in a downtrend. You are under the 200. You do have a red ribbon, but your cloud is turning. That's point 1. Your vortex looks great. Your DTI, your MACD, your stochastic, and your outperformance are all showing strength, okay, on the daily, which is powerful. Because if you look at the daily and then say the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 1 minute, and you're getting confirmations of an uptrend or downtrend, whatever bias you have, you're putting the probabilities in your favor to making the right decision and then having a good gain with that bias. So, I think that we are, if we get one more good day in the stock market, this will pinch blue. We will extend our pivot, and we will just see how long it goes. Now, when the NASDAQ starts showing bullish behavior, you want to be in those NASDAQ stocks. When the SPY, when the Dow, and when the Russell show that type of behavior, you want to be in those. So if you want the small caps, you want to go look at your Russell. Okay, and if the Russell's showing strength, you want to get your little Neos, especially look off of pivot. Okay, you want to get your Neos, your DraftKings, your SoFis, your Palantirs. You want to get all that stuff. If you want to, if you're seeing it on the Dow, well, there's 30 of them in there, and I mean, this is a nice looking pivot. Now, the Dow's coming right up on its downtrend line, its primary trend coming down. So we want to, keep an eye on that. Again, it's going to need about one more good day, and we'll see what happens. I'm recording this Sunday. I'm going to release it Monday morning. We'll have to take a look. However, again, indicators are looking good, and there's some strength, but there's also some bearish behavior as well that we need to pay attention to. So just be cautious. Be cautious. Trading on the lower time frames, such as the hourly. When you see bullish behavior over here. So if you were to see bullish behavior on the daily, say on the Dow, well then I think you could go. I don't even know what watch list I would have all the stuff in, but let's see if we can find, like, Microsoft is in the Dow. So let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft just got a pinch blue cloud off of support, and it's blue HMA. And anytime that the HMA goes blue, it could be a bottom. Now, if you notice right here, it was coming down against a red ribbon under a 200, and it went down further. Same thing can happen here. Until it turns and it actually breaks out past where it started, that's when you really know that you're starting to run. Like, here's an example right here. It went blue, but when it got to about right here, which is a little bit past, you can see the little dotted line here. You can see it got a little bit past where it started. That's when you know you have the safety built in for the run, okay? And so, if you go look at things like Apple or Visa, whatever's in the Dow, it's safer to be in those stocks when that index is going up. So I just wanted to go over that. There's a lot of good behavior going on in a lot of stocks. Now, look at Tesla here. Tesla, and I know Tesla really well on how to trade it. When you get a blue cloud on Tesla and this goes blue, almost every single time there's a big rally coming. Okay, let me just show you a couple examples. I haven't looked at it for a while, but I do know this very well. Okay, see how this went blue and you had the blue cloud? Look at the rally. Okay, huge. Okay, not a big one here, but it's sometimes it's going to happen. Okay, right here it went blue, and then you got your double greens, and you went off to the races. Boom. You got to recognize these first lower highs, though. Okay, when you see the lower highs, your cloud will close, and this will go red. But if you're really good, you'll choose what's first. And if you notice, it actually gave you a red diamond, then the cloud, then the lower high, then the red HMA. So it gave you a lot of warning there. Then it went down, and again, when it went blue and the cloud went blue, it had a nice rally. There's your lower high, okay, cloud, lower high, and then red, and there was the red diamond again. Tesla plays out technically pretty well. This is kind of like a double bottom, but showing really nice strength, and body close above, went through its resistance, now it's support, and this is very bullish for Tesla. Tesla is one of those ones you can make a lot of money on if you enter correctly. Right now, looks like the good time to enter. My last trade on it, I think I entered at 671 and got out. I think it was around 723, 724. It was a good trade, and I'm looking to start nibbling on some of the ones that I really like to hold, but not like push heavy. Just, there's a lot of stocks I like. There's a whole bunch of them. But, Tesla is certainly one of them. It's one of the top ones. And I look for this particular thing. When it breaks through and holds above a resistance, this goes blue and the cloud pinches. For me, that's kind of go time. Look at the volume. See how the volume's increasing? It's really good. We have our earnings coming. That'll be interesting based on some of the news that has been put out on Tesla recently. But, they never seem to disappoint, and they've been through some hard times and pulled through. So I do like Tesla. Just keep an eye on your indexes, okay? If the indexes are going up, it should lift your stocks. If the indexes are coming down, it will most likely lower your stocks. But right now, a lot of these prices are very low, and you don't get an opportunity to purchase, stuff that's down, 25, 35, 55, 65, 70%. Some of these stocks, I mean, as an example, Microsoft, I've been keeping an eye on this because this is a really, really good stock to own when it's ready. This is not normal for a Microsoft, where is it, up here? To be down 24%. I mean, it's just not. And it's an iceberg, okay? It has a huge moat. It has, multiple streams of income, essentially, and it's not going to go bankrupt, and it's got a lot of safety built in, You always want to think about investing and trading with safety as the predominant bias or theory in your head, and then the gains after. Safety is critical, and that's why using the stop losses and capital protection is very, very important all the time. So you will get stopped out sometimes. That just happens, but as long as you have a system with rules and conditions for entries and exits, and that system or strategy has a higher win rate, if you lose 3 out of 10 times and you win 7 out of 10 times over time, you'll be stacking gains as long as you follow the system, okay? So one of the things that I like to do is I like to make sure we start getting bullish to the daily. So Microsoft had that bounce, just got blue, nice momentum. You can see that the candles are getting larger momentum and that cloud is pinching. If I go to the hourly, I mean, boom, blue ribbon above the 200 and just climbing, guys. And oops, we'll go over here to the minute and just see kind of what's been happening. And it has been, gradually going up. So it's been looking good. So, the Dow is looking good, and so are these. This could always be a bottom when this line goes blue. It could always be a bottom. You just never really know if it is. So if you want to have them, it's not a bad idea to nibble, and smaller positions. Okay, you don't have to go huge right up front, because it could come up and come back down and double bottom. You can get more later, or it could even go lower and you could get more later for a longer term hold. But nibbling when this goes blue and there's a bounce like that is not the worst idea if you love that stock and you want to hold it like a Tesla or a PayPal. Everything rotates, okay? Like oil and commodities, they've been raging, right? Since last August in 2021. Believe me, oil is going to be one of the biggest shorts of your generation when it falls. And why will it fall? So eventually, as we go into a recession and the consumer demand is slowing, people are going to travel less, okay? They're not going to fill up their boats, their RVs. They're not going to travel by plane. People that purchase a lot of gasoline. Plus, there's a lot of electric vehicles being made, and people are converting to that. So there will be a big drop. What goes up comes down, okay? It'll revert to the mean. Imagine this is oil. It'll go way up, and it'll come way down below the 200. It'll eventually find its way back up. Even though oil is way up, it'll be a great short. I wouldn't short it quite yet, but it's something you should be thinking about in the future, in the near future even as well. So, like that could be a really big money maker. A couple of tickers that I like for that is I would short. I made a lot of money on NRGU going up, and I would short that as it's up $500 right now from where we started, and then I would buy DRIP, which shorts oil. So that is something you should pay attention to. I wouldn't jump in yet. Remember, July 4th tends to be a huge gas up type holiday. People travel, and gas stations they sell a lot of gas on that weekend. So I would wait to kind of see how things go after that. Okay. Now, the reason I'm telling you about rotations is because remember in 2020 and even 2021, you had, PayPal and you had Square and you had all these, you had all this bullish action going on, and then, they dropped, and that's just part of the 4 market phases, okay? And you're in phase 4, okay? That's the worst phase, it's the bear phase. But when you come out of phase 4 and you start to move to bullish, you go into phase 1, which is the accumulation phase. And anytime that you start seeing bounces and curves and pinching clouds and this going blue, you could be beginning that transformation out of phase 4 and out of phase 1. You never really know, okay? But again, nibbling in high conviction stocks are good, and knowing that they rotate just know if you like PayPal, it's not a bad idea to, let's go look at PayPal before I say, but it's not a bad idea. Yeah, see, this is blue down here. It doesn't have a ton of volume, but look, 3 green triangles, and actually the volume is looking better, but the price action's a little low. But still, good place to nibble. And if it goes down, you can nibble more. And I'm talking nibble. I'm not talking, by a lot, because we just don't know. There's a lot of road ahead that there's a lot of just headwinds. There's a lot of macro headwinds that will affect stocks, everything from, the war, the GDP releases, the inflation data, the supply, the consumer demand, the housing market, the credit markets, all capital markets. Are we going to see more bankruptcies? Are we going to see? There's just a lot of different stuff, and until kind of the dust settles, we don't really know. And that's why I like to, I like to trade in the bear, but I like to trade on the short time frames with my entry and exit rules because it's more successful. If you trade on the hourly, well, you're in first and you're out first before it even shows on the daily. But if you're long term, well, this is what you want to look for on the daily. You want to look for this type of strength, and you want to say, okay, I know that PayPal could be coming out of phase 4 into phase 1, and I know that PayPal had an all-time high over here of 308, and it's at 77 bucks. We're talking about a really big gain if we were to, be able to hold. You don't need the money, okay? This is for long term. If you don't need the money and you're willing to hold for quite a while, these are exceptional prices on a lot of these really good stocks, So, keep that in mind. Now, eventually we're going to go back to a fundamentally driven market. I'll be walking you through a lot of that type of stuff. But, this is one of my favorites, FNGU, and my goal is to have 10,000 shares of it. I don't have quite that much now, but I have about half of that. And what it is it is 10 different stocks, and it's 10% of each stock. It's Baba, Amazon, Baidu, Apple, Facebook, Netflix, Twitter, Google, Tesla, and NVIDIA. And I am currently green on it, and I kind of want to hold because if I hold and it goes back to all-time high, which is 500% higher than it is now, we're talking about a lot of money. And I have a couple other stocks that I have thousands and thousands of shares too. And if I just wait on all those, I think if all 3 of them get to all-time high, I think it brings me like to 1.3 million in gains, just those 3 stocks, because I have a lot of shares and I bought them so low. So we'll see if I can hold. I'm not the most patient person. It's hard for me to hold through all the ups and downs. But if you are a patient person and you can hold, man, some of these prices are just outstanding right now. So let's look at some crypto. There's been a lot of movement in crypto. Actually, let me check my other screen real quick. I've been mainly trading crypto, and I've been trading, I've been trading different things. I've been, if I can get this thing to turn on, there we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're still getting a little bit of bullish behavior, it looks like, on Bitcoin. So let's walk through some cryptos, because I'm seeing a lot of things that I really like, but we're at that moment of we got to be a little careful. However, I am seeing some things I like. So let's look at ApeCoin first, okay? Now, I personally like ApeCoin. My buddy Raul, who's a buddy of mine, we have beers and, go out in the lake and stuff and hang out and play pool, and just a friend of mine, and he lives around here. He got me into ApeCoin. I didn't even know what it was. And he explained it to me. It capitalizes, on NFT transactions, and I like that, because I think NFTs are going somewhere here. And, I had got in, made a bunch of money, got out, and I've just been waiting. And it looks like there is a change in direction on the daily. However, with crypto, I'm not trading the daily, but I'm looking at it. But I'm not trading the daily quite yet. It's still a little volatile and a lot of unknowns. So on the hourly, wow, I mean, Ape has certainly, look, when this went blue, it's wonderful. Went blue again, little gain. Just went blue again, and it looks like a little impulse kind of thing, and we're getting our first blue candle. We'll have to see where it goes, okay? If you go to the minutes, yeah, getting some strength again. Being above that 200 is good. This being blue is good. You want that ribbon to be fully above the 200, then it'll really show strength on the hourly, and it'll work its way into the daily. Okay, so I like what I'm seeing on Ape. Just to give you an assessment, you know, it's pretty cheap right now. It doesn't tell me over here how low it went. Actually, I don't know why that is, but it's only showing the days range. I think it went down to like $3.90, if I remember right, but I don't hold me to that. So still, I mean, you're within $1 of its low, and it's showing strength. Might not be the worst thing. Now, Doge. Now, I used to have a ton of Doge, and I'm seeing a lot of strength on Doge. A lot. I'm not sure why. I haven't been watching a lot of news or anything, but let's just go look, okay? So, Doge, I mean, it's just been, you know, wrecked for a long time, but what do you see? This is going blue, your cloud is pinching, your volume's coming in, your momentum is coming in on the daily. You back it up to the hourly, Doge is good, probably because crypto is starting to show bullish behavior and Doge is very inexpensive, and you can actually make a very large gain or big reward with it, with something like a Doge or a Shiba, because it's inexpensive and you can get a lot of coins, and those percentage gains can really pump. So I'm actually considering myself buying a bunch of Doge again, and I probably won't go over 10 grand, but that's probably where I'll be, 5-10 grand. And just see where that goes. The only reason I don't like to go really big on these guys is because, not that crypto is fundamentally driven, but I don't know. I'm just the safety measure. So when I do the Shiba or the Doge, it's a little bit more of the YOLO mentality. It's a little bit more gambler's risk, I guess, because, you know, unless the utility of Doge becomes, you know, something substantially powerful for the space, it still can't be regarded as, you know, a top tier pick for me. However, I do think that its market cap made it back to the top 10 in crypto. So, I mean, I'm seeing it in the charts. I'm most likely going to put a small amount of money in it and just, you know, I think Doge looks like it's, you know, Doge looks good. I mean, it looks like it's going to make a move to me. Ethereum Classic. I had done really well on Ethereum Classic on this run, and I've just been kind of waiting, and it looks like it's trying to maybe make a little move again. Let's take a closer look. And yeah, it's kind of doing the same thing. So all of crypto is kind of on the move. Now this is one that I have bought 3 times in the last couple weeks. I've been buying Cardano. I've been into it. I don't know what it is. It's just that there's a lot of, like, the protocol is good. There's a lot of good things going on with Cardano, and I like that because I come from the stock market, and, you know, I'm used to, like, fundamentally driven companies, and this is kind of has a lot of fundamentally driven. It's a fundamentally driven project, and it's useful, and its utility, and the whole thing is good. And these prices are insane. So I got okay. So the lowest that I bought was like 41 cents. I got more. It went from 41 cents to like 56 cents. Okay, so there's a range in there, and I don't. Hold on. Can I see my average cost? Yeah, I have an average cost right about 50 cents. And where are we now? We're about 50 cents. So I'm basically even on it. But I bought it 3 different times, and I have no problem buying more of this. This is really cheap, guys. 50 cents, it's nothing. And look, let me just fix my chart for you. So if you look on the daily, this just went green and crossed over. This got blue histograms crossed over. Your stochastic's low and crossing. Your vortex crossed. Your outperformance. Volume's falling off a little bit, but I wouldn't over worry about that yet. I think when you look at, you know, supports, if I draw a line here, if you guys can see, it's hard with all the volume, but if I draw a line, I don't know if you can see this, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches. That looks like a floor to me. Okay, curving, line is blue, look how tight your little ribbon is. I don't know. Should be nibbling some Cardano. I mean, let's go look on the hourly. I wasn't always crazy bullish on Cardano, but I am becoming more bullish, like very, very quickly on Cardano, especially at these prices. And the more I listen to some of these other crypto YouTube guys that are really good at explaining the projects, and I'm really good at the trading and the technicals, but you know, I like to listen to all the things going on with these projects, and there's, you know, been some really good information out there on Cardano that has kind of sparked my interest. So yeah, I'm accumulating, and the ones that I'm accumulating, just so you know, like personally, is Ape. I'm going to be getting back Doge, ADA, Cardano, DOT, Ethereum. I'm already in Ethereum, like pretty good, but I'm going to be buying more, and I like BNB a lot. Bitcoin, of course, Bitcoin, and I'm, you know, in. I like Zcash. Let's see what's going on with Zcash real quick. It's been a while since I really looked at it. I like Zcash because when it moves, it moves. So Zcash is just starting to show a little bit of strength, but volume's a little weak. Indicators pretty decent. Go to the 1 hour, you know, slowly trending up. Nothing to really, you know, get too excited about. Little bit of movement on the minutes. It's lagging. I noticed that Bitcoin dominance is coming down a little bit, and the alts are moving. Like for instance, Ethereum really was showing bullish behavior. When I bought all that Ethereum at $1,000, and now I'm up $246 a coin on Ethereum. I mean, it's a big gain. I mean, on Tesla that takes months, you know, in a good run. And $246 since my last buy on Ethereum is sick. Not my, I manage different accounts. I have my own, okay? I have my own long. I have my own retirement for my family. I manage my daughters, my wife's, and then I have my trading account, and then I also manage money for a prop trading firm. So I have different accounts. But for my personal Ethereum buy at 1,000, dude, I'm super stoked. I'm up 240, well now it's $245. Came down $1 per coin. I mean, and that Bitcoin buy at 19,000 and 18,000, I sold half, but I'm going to be buying more. If it goes down, I'm buying more. If it goes up, I'm buying more. Like I am really bullish on the long-term overview of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, Aave is one that I personally like, and I continue to be interested in buying. And I'm just kind of doing the nibble thing. Okay. And I will build into the position as we watch the macro headwinds and what happens out there. Chainlink, I really like Chainlink. Man, this thing went all the way down to like $5.30. It was crazy. And this was back here. I was telling you guys to buy Link. And if you would have just trusted this blue thing, you're still in the game and you're up $2. $2. All your indicators looking pretty solid. Another one that had a big day yesterday that I do buy, but I'm not going to have it as like a heavy position. Like I would put a lot of money in Bitcoin and Ethereum, like a lot. I'm at a point where I'm really into that. I'm really into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla. BNB is one that you should consider too. It's really good. I like Link, and I like Link at these prices. I believe in Chainlink and what they're doing, basically. And sorry, I got a text message. I really like Link at these prices. You know, if you can maybe, you know, if you have some extra money and you don't own Link, I think Link is just a good hold. It's just good hold. These prices are so good. Like even though I've got all my greens out and I'm profitable on everything, and I only have 4 stocks left. 1 is green, 3 are red. The ones that are red are DraftKings, SoFi, and Playboy. And I don't know if SoFi is red anymore. It's not in that account. It's in a different account. I think it's red still. So I pretty much got everything out. And now I'm at a point where I'm starting to be like, okay, I like these stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. There's different ones that I like, NVIDIA, you know, and I'll diversify around the sectors and I'll nibble, you know, and I'm talking like 12.5% of what I'm completely going to buy, 12.5%, 12 on all of them, okay? But on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tesla, I don't have a problem with pushing in more, like 25% of what I intend to spend, or maybe even a little more, like 30%, or even a little higher. Some of these are just great prices. Now, I've had a tremendous amount of luck or gains or whatever trading Tesla. Because first time we got in this was $42 in Tesla. Okay, then I made a huge buy. I had a lot of money at the time, not as much as I have now, but at the time it was like a good amount of money, and I bought a lot of Tesla at 300. It's right around $300, $305 or something like that, $346, something like that. I don't remember. 364. It was in the 300s, and I rode that sucker, and I more than doubled up, and it was a huge one. I actually got out in September. Let's pull up Tesla so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't have Tesla in here. Okay, it's in here. Okay, so I'll just walk you through real quick. So this is what I'm talking about. So back here, okay, let's go look at the dates here. Yeah, this run right here, I crushed this run. Okay, crushed it. Got out through this whole thing. This is when Kathy Woods bought, and then this is when I kind of right over in here bought more and crushed it again. Got out and shorted it. Got in, made money, shorted it, told everybody, and that short was a $400 win. And now I'm ready to get back in long. So, Tesla can make you a lot of money. Bitcoin can make you a lot of money. Real estate can make you a lot of money, although maybe don't buy real estate right now. But look, buy low, sell high, and look for these conditions. And I like to trade in and out on the hourly, but if you're getting bullish behavior on the daily and the hourly and the minute, that's like a trifecta, and you're stacking probabilities in your favor. Look, the last thing I want to say is this. 95% of all traders fail. They lose, they blow up their account, and they fail. 97% of all traders that apply for prop firms fail. 97 to 95%. The reason they fail is because they don't have a system, okay? Or they bounce from system to system, or they have too much noise coming in from the television, from the politics, from all these different opinions coming out of every news article and different platforms, social media platforms. Once you find out who you are and what you're best at, focus on that. Once you understand what the problems are, learn to eliminate those and find a solution and implement the solution, and then focus on that. Be stringent and strict with your entry and exit rules. Understand your asset and its behavior, and don't be scared to sell. Don't get emotional. Emotions, can keep you in a trade when you shouldn't be in a trade. Emotions can make you FOMO in at the top when it's not the right entry. If you have a system like I teach you in my courses, you can really make a lot of money. You can make millions and millions of dollars if you do it correctly. You have to understand the way the markets work, and the way that it's perceived is not the way it really is, okay? If there's something that's very bullish, like Tesla, and it's really bullish, well, there's going to be dips, and there's going to be these, because the market makers, their job is to provide liquidity, right? And so they need to buy shares so that they can resell shares. Well, obviously they want to buy them low, so they want to drop the price, scare people, hit stops, margin calls, whatever it may be, even though it's in a bull trend, because people will sell. They'll scare out. But if you have your guardrails, like this blue line or this blue cloud or this blue, if you have a strategy and you have your guardrails to keep you in, to avoid a market maker shakeout, then or understanding how to buy a potential bottom and when to enter and when to exit, no matter how volatile it is on the way up. That's why I like Hikinashi. It shows the momentum. That's why I like the cloud. It keeps you in. Believe me, there's red days in here, guys, but it's showing you to stay in until it gets that red. Okay, it's first lower high, that cloud closes, and you start seeing different things. And yeah, you could get a little crazy and short here, but it's probably better when this goes red, and it's definitely better when it's under the 200. You don't want to be greedy. You don't want to be emotional. You want to be quick on the trigger. You want to know who you are, and you can be in that top 3 or 5%, but you have to have a strategy. You have to have rules. You have to have conditions, and you have to have discipline, and you have to have capital protection, whether that means hedging if you want to keep your longs and you want to hedge short and you want to weight it to protect your longs so your equity curve is right, or it's sideways action, you want to hedge but you want to maybe do an extra 10 shares to the downside because the overall trend is down. This can protect your capital, and even if you have to close the hedge because it changes directions and you lose a few $100 and then this one jumps up $2,000, it was worth it because you protected your capital and you didn't have so many swings. So knowing how to understand the environment, what time frame to choose, having specific strategies, rules, conditions for entries and exits will keep you on track. And as long as your win rate is higher, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 sometimes, over time, if you have the same position size, maybe you trade the same asset at same position size and the same entries and same exits rules, over time, you will notice that your money will continue to go up in your portfolio. So I'm going to end it there. Jump in the Discord. The link is in the description. I'm in there helping everybody out in the Jedi area. You won't see the Jedi area right away, but it's active right now. A lot of people talking, showing charts, a lot of good ideas going on in there. Come in the Discord. You can come in for free. You'll see the general chat, the crypto chat, the stock chat. If you want to subscribe, which you should, you will learn a tremendous amount of information from me, everybody else in there. You'll have the courses, one-on-one coaching with me, private, just 10 hours of that. When you want to set up hourly appointments. And then you'll have the Wheelhouse Wednesday group training, and you have all of the previous Wheelhouse Wednesdays, which it's nothing like what I teach you on YouTube. I go deep down the rabbit hole on like the real in the Wheelhouse Wednesdays. So you'll want to have access to all that. You can learn a tremendous amount. So I have a lot going on. I'm selling my home right now, and I'm trading for a prop firm. I'm also been asked to possibly manage a couple $1 million. And if that goes well, it's going to be a lot more that I'm going to be managing for a company. And then I have a family and I have a lot of stuff going on. So I'm trying to do YouTubes, but YouTubes do take up some of my time, and my focus is trading and making money. And now I'm making money for other people too. So I am focused on that, but I will continue to try to do YouTubes and help you guys out. But I am in that Discord every single day. And my priority is to turn every single person that comes in that Discord and subscribes into a savage, sick, rooftop ninja killer Jedi, and be able to really understand markets and make a lot of money. So I'm going to end it there. I really appreciate you watching to the end. Please subscribe, like, and make a comment for me. I really appreciate that when you do that. And welcome to the Wheelhouse. Okay? Bye.